So I started out with a piece of maple burl. It's 3x3 and about 1.25 inches thick. So I'm just going to put it in the chuck so we can get it prepped to make this project. So the first thing I'm going to do is use a Forstner bit to flatten out the bottom of it. And this will give it a nice flat surface to seat to the bottle opener. And you don't have to go in very far, just really enough to get a flat surface. And then I went ahead and grabbed the 7/16 drill bit, and I have it marked on it with a Sharpie so I know how deep to go, and we'll go in, and this is for the threaded insert. And this is the same process I use for doing opener handles and bottle stoppers. This right here, just get it nice and flat. So I've been playing around with wood glue for the stainless inserts. I know I recommended using 5-minute epoxy, and it really does work, but every once in a while they will come loose. But so I've been playing around with the wood glue, and I haven't had one come loose yet, and I've done about 30 of them. So I think I'm switching to just regular wood glue. It seems to hold really well. So just put a little bit in the hole, put the insert in, and wipe off the excess. So I went ahead and let it set up overnight, came back out the next day, and we'll go ahead and get the mandrel put on, and then get this thing turned. So the mandrel just threads right on there. The stud on it is 3/8/16. The inserts are 3/8/16, and it is ready to go. So bring the tailstock up because it is a little stud there. So I bring the tailstock up, whether I'm doing this, bottle stoppers, bottle openers, pizza cutter handles, whatever it is. Bring the tailstock up to support it until you get almost done. So I use the number 1 hollower to clean up the bottom of it here. And this is the bottom the bottle opener is going to screw right onto that when we are all done. And then I switched over to a spindle gouge. We'll get the corners knocked off here and to get this thing shaped. So the whole process, other than prepping it and gluing in the insert, probably takes about 10 minutes. It really, they went really quick. It's kind of like turning a bottle stopper. But yeah, it's other than I did burn it here, and you'll see that here in a second. But other than that, just turning it, doing this part right here, it does not take very much time. So we are doing a flying saucer. I know it kind of looks like a hat, but I think flying saucers look like hats then. So I leave the tailstock up till I get 95% of it, 99% of it turned. I'm using the fine detailer here. Just put a little groove right there so that the wire burner will slide right inside of it. I'm just cleaning that edge up just a bit. The wire burner still have the lathe speed running, probably 2500. And then once I got that done, pull the tailstock away and just clean up that little nub right there. And then I ran through all the grits. I ran through them up to, I believe it was 320. And I am going to burn this, so I didn't want to finish sanding it. I had a couple grits at the very end. So just run through your grits, get it all cleaned up. So I'm going to switch tool rests here. So this is the tool rest I use for the joiner off-center jig. It has that little groove in it there, so you can get your tool or whatever it is right back in the same spot every time. So I'm going to use this little piece of steel. It was actually a barbecue, like tongs, not tongs, but like a giant fork. Anyway, it didn't work. It didn't work. So I cut the fork off, and I'm going to use it for burning. The only problem with it is thin metal, so it doesn't stay hot very long. So, but it is like retractable. There's some different sizes if you wanted to cut it apart. It actually worked out great. But it heats up really fast, and then it cools down really fast. So I kind of ended up here in a second just holding onto the torch, heating it up, putting it in, and not. I was trying to set the torch down before I burnt, and that wasn't working. But if you put it right back in that little groove, right up against the wall on either side, they will work out and be in the same spot every time. And I used the indexing system, went 2 positions every time to get it to space it out a little bit. So I think it was right around in here when Robin asked me about the indexing system on the lathe, and she said it just automatically lines up every time. I go, yes. And then I screwed up and went 1 hole instead of 2. And so I have 3 little rings together, and she goes, that's all right. It's like the cockpit. All right. Yeah. So the indexing system, if you go every 3, it'll work out. Every 4, every 5, whatever it is, it evenly spaces them all the way around. But yeah, the little tool, I wish it was a little bit thicker and held the heat a little longer, but it did the job. And this is the last one there. And you can see my little mistake right there. Yeah, 3 of them together. As soon as I touched it, it burnt too well. And anyway, it's got some character, right? I went ahead and ran through the rest of the grits, just getting the little bit of char off from burning it. And then we'll get some oil on it. And again, it's just the walnut oil, and it just really brings out the wood. Just makes it look beautiful. Then you just unscrew it straight from the mandrel, just like stoppers or anything else, and screw it right into the insert, and you're done. There we go. My little mess up on the indexing plate put 3 of them together. So a beer goes right on like that. Open it up. They're awesome little bottle openers. So now I need to find somebody that can drink that, because I cannot stand the taste of beer. I know it's an acquired taste, but I maybe had 2 beers my whole life, but it's just from taking sips out of being polite and then putting it down on the table somewhere and walking away. Ugh, nasty. Anyway, I know there's a lot of beer lovers out there, and I'm sure that's a good beer. But fun project is I found these on Pinterest, and they had like a bottle opener that was set inside of it, so you kind of used it like that. But I thought it'd be really cool with one of ours. It makes a nice little stand with it, and fun quick project, 10-15 minutes tops. If you don't burn the line. So that took a little bit longer. So I did 5 or 6 of these. Here's some pictures of the ones I did. I did ones where I just burnt some lines in it, which kind of look really cool. I did one of them where I didn't burn anything on it. So there's a lot of different variations you can do with it, but it's fun little project. All right, hope everybody has a great weekend. Take care, and we will see you next time.